Hello and welcome to Certificate for Materials and Methods. I'm your lecturer, Michael Jenkins, and I'll just be recording this short introductory video to give you a bit of a heads up about the subject, but there will be many further videos to come. I typically record each week's session for the internal students unless we end up heading out on site or so, and there's some constraints to recording there, but typically the recordings will happen each week and get uploaded at the end of the week, if not early in the next week. For this for this subject, I think an important point is in the subject title. It says research and evaluate construction materials. By and large, this is a research subject, and it requires that you do a significant amount of research yourself. But I guess what my aim is for within the lectures and within the program is to give you that foundation knowledge to be able to carry out that research effectively. And of course, I can help you and guide you in much of that research. It is a 90-hour subject. That means you're expected to put in about 90 hours of work over the 18-week semester, which for those quick on your maths, you'll realise that's 5 hours per week. The lectures typically go for 2 to 2.5 hours a week, so that means you're looking at approximately 2.5 to 3 hours of independent research and study yourself at home. We'll just have a quick look around the Learn site. So with my introductory email, you should have been given a login to the Learn, to the Moodle key. If you haven't or you need any further information, please don't hesitate to email me michael.jenkins@tafesa.edu.au. But once you've gained entry into the Learn site, or this will be the introductory video up there when I've finished recording this one, you'll see several sections here. Before you start, some course information, then let's get started, and then the subject is split between three main areas: a detached residential component, a multi-residential component, and a commercial building component. So each of those buildings comes under certain classifications as identified in the National Construction Code. So our Class 1 buildings, which are residential detached single occupancy units. Our Class 2, which is the multi-residential. And then we've got Class 3 for hotels, motels, Class 4 for residential within a Class 5 and 6. And then we've got other classifications, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. What we're concerned with here for this final project is Class 5 and 6. I've put all the assessments down in this one section here, and you're required to do 3 major reports, each on those separate classifications. So our research task 1, that's based on residential. Our research task 2 is based on multi-residential, and our research task 3 is based on commercial. But also being a research subject, you've got this filing task, which is to create basically a repository for all of your information on a program called OneNote, which you have access to via Office 365 as a student, and then also put together a more formal filing system for all of your product literature. So let's say we were going to do some internal linings. I would go and have a look at possibly the CSR Red Book or the Boral installation guide for internal linings. And there it would give me all of my details in regards to fixings and working with word areas, etc. So those design guides are very important. They give you a lot of information about all of the products and details. And as part of this process, I strongly advise that you download and compile a lot of these design guides and keep all of that information filed away and current. But there'll be more information on that task, and I'll be producing videos that relate specifically to these assignment tasks later on. So if I head back to here so we can see everything in our separate tiles. So that's that bit I showed you just there is under our assignments and submissions. I suggest you go and have a look at that. Up here, above that is recordings. So under recordings, what I do is when I produce the recordings, I put them onto a playlist on YouTube. I've still got last year's playlist here, so September 2, 2018. Please be aware that the assessments have changed slightly since then. So there's still plenty of interesting information in there for anybody who wants to jump ahead on stuff, but still I highly suggest that you check out the semester 1 2019 recordings as they come through on a weekly basis, because we'll be adding a fair bit more in this semester. Okay, and I think that fairly much rounds it out. So you will have received an introductory email with the Learn key, and then you gain access to this, and by all means work your way through and have a look at the information on there. And I'll be putting the recordings up weekly to take you through all of these specific sections, but please do remember this is primarily a research subject, and much of the learning and much of the work is self-directed, self-guided, with myself providing you the underpinning knowledge to help you along with that path. Thank you very much, and I look forward to the semester with you. Thank you.